Hello friends, welcome to my channel once again. In our previous video on Microsoft Endpoint Manager, we were discussing about what are all the options available under endpoint security. We created a security baseline. We saw some of the settings specific to Windows 10 computer, the antivirus, firewall, so many threat detection options were available under preview version. So it is always recommended a preview to be applied in test environment, and based on the output you apply it in the production environment. And there is integration for Microsoft Defender ATP. So instead of working on multiple console, you can integrate that with this Intune or MIM console for a centralized security task. And you can apply a conditional access for corporate access. And in today's video, we will be talking about the other few settings available like reports, users, groups, and tenant administration. So normally under reports in a generic term, you can pull up the trend report, whatever the configuration you apply. Apart from that, there is another option which is data warehouse integration for more number of days retention. You can perform it, you can configure it under reports, and you can integrate that data warehouse to Power BI analytics. And under users, some user specific setting for deleted obsolete user, you can recover those users. And for groups, you can have a review on access. You can create a group, and for example, for a new admin to review what kind of access given for this MIM console, you can review the complete access over here. And if you want to revoke or add additional access, you can do it under groups. And under tenant administration, you can view, monitor the complete tenant status, and there are some connector you can integrate with this MIM console for a centralized administration. Let's go back to this console. Okay, log on to endpoint.microsoft.com. Choose the report option. Under report option, these are the available tabs. So the first tab talks about the summary of the complete compliance status for each and every devices. You can track the complete data over here, and the trends, whichever a policy which is non-compliant in a weekly basis or monthly basis or every 60 days trend, you can pull up based on this trend. You can provide this value to your management as a separate access so that they can keep a track of how many devices are non-compliant, which are the device or absolute. So many records can be tracked under trends. So as said, if you want to retain the complete record of Intune specific to all the devices, you can create a Intune data warehouse that is part of a cloud, and you can integrate that with Power BI for analytics. So this gives you a vast number of days in which you can analyze the data. Based on the output value, you can decide the further action on the devices. So for that specifically, they have given a data warehouse integration, and also we have Azure monitoring in which you can send all the logs that is created under Intune. But for doing this, you need a subscription. So once you have a proper subscription, all the data will be forwarded to Azure, and it will get analyzed from the Microsoft level. So you can make use of that option. The next value is users. The next tab under users, you have an option of creating a new user, or you can create guest users, and you can create bulk users also by providing the complete information of the user ID, and you can import that CSV value. If you want to download the complete user data also, you can download from this setting. And in case if you want to revoke the deleted users, you can go to deleted users and you can revoke that action, and it will go to all users. Provided this is kept will be here only for 30 days. After 30 days, it will get removed automatically. Another option specific to user setting is password reset. So what happens is this password reset is for self-signed password reset from the user side. So this option is very useful because this reduces the number of call to help desk. So this password reset, once you enable this password reset, what happens is the authentication method is deployed to the user level. So the user has to do a one level authentication or two level authentication for registration purpose. So you can choose any value, and the registration time can be set specific to users. So you can reduce the number of deferment time for users. Within this period of time, the user has to register for this SSPR mode deployment. Okay, so this is very helpful for the user for resetting, and instead of calling and other person make too many calls to help desk. This is very useful component from the Intune perspective. You can deploy it, and the notification. So whenever the user resets the password, it notification is triggered to the user as well as the admin level also you can perform it. And specific to this customization also you can perform. You can provide a separate URL uh, uh, to the user with a specific ID so that they can access that a portal URL, and from there the password reset will happen. So on-premises integration is very important. So you need to enable this password write back. So for enabling this password write back, you need AD Connect should be connected between AD on-premises as well as Azure AD Cloud. So once what happens with password write back is whatever the password reset value you apply in the AD level, that gets synced with the cloud. So in turn, whatever the changes, the reset value that is performed from this password reset portal will be sent back to AD on premises. So this reduces if there is any conflict. So this password will be always in a sync. So this avoids too many issues that will happen when the user connect from roaming to on-premises locally and from locally to on-premises. User setting, we have a diagnose and solve problems, and we have sign-ins as well. Sign-ins provide you the complete sign-in information of user. All the activity that is performed from the user level will get locked here so that admin can see what is happening from the application level or from the user logon level. This is useful for the administrator to check what is happening if there is any interruption or success failure, and this report can be given to your management to showcase what are all the activity happening in your environment. So the next option we have is groups. So as it says, we can create a group for deploying any application or for deploying any policy. We need a group need to be created in which you can create it from here. So like users, we can recover the deleted groups also. So as it says, 30 days will be the original deletion. After that, it will be permanently deleted. So deleted option, we have a diagnose and solve problems. Whatever the common problem that occur specific to the group object, you can have a review. You can just click on troubleshoot. It will give you all the common issue that can happen, and there is troubleshooting steps as well. And apart, we have a naming policy in which you can have a naming policy created with specific standard in a CSV format. And under access review, you can see what are all the access provided in your environment. And this access review give an auditing admin to verify what kind of access. If it is really required for this user and admin access, those kind of review can be performed from this tab. So this access will be given to any auditing person who wanted to review the particular privilege for a set of users from here. The same thing, the bulk operation results and so audit logs. So complete information about group activities will show up over here. So that's it about groups under yes, so that's it about groups. The next option we have is tenant administration. That will be the last option. So under tenant status, as said, normally you will see the tenant status, whether it's LP or not. So those options are available, and you can change the MDM authority from here as well. So let's see what are all the options available under tenant status, connector status. So it gives you a basic information about your tenant ID. The next option available is connector and tokens. Okay. So in this, this is specifically meant for integration with MEM2. So you can integrate your Microsoft Store for Business. You can integrate over here. And if you want to integrate the Microsoft Defender, we saw it under endpoint security. So those options also available. So you can integrate directly from here. And Windows Enterprise Certificate options and Windows Symantec Certificate. So those certificate you can import into the administration, and you can apply this specific certificate for LOB application. If you want to deploy any LOB application or custom application, you can perform it. And Windows side loading also is a concept specific to the LOB application. So if you want to side load your particular application in App Store, you can go here and you can add this particular application with special VPP tokens, volume purchasing token. Okay. So once you integrate this Apple VPP token with Apple vendor, so if you have remember under endpoint security, we were looking at ebooks. Whatever the license you purchase under Apple VPP program tokens will show up over there. So let's choose create option over here and see what option it is asking. So it is asking for an Apple ID and VPP token file. Okay. So this is specific to vendor. So normally you will get it from vendor, and those options you can integrate this here for a centralized monitoring. Next option is manage Google Play. Uh, when you uh, when you integrate Android platform into Intune environment, you need a manage Google Play account. It is recommended to have an organization ID, or you can for testing purpose you can use individual ID also. So once you sync this option, whatever part of Google Play App Store, those application will get synced. This is useful during the app deployment. So you can do a single integration over here and keep searching for any application deployment. Apart, we have mobile threat defense (MTD). So there are multiple MTD for specific to mobiles, like Lookout, Symantec is providing. So those integration, if you want to do it, also you can do it from here. What happens is, so as I said, there are so many multiple mobile threat detection, defense application available specific to mobiles. What happens is this once you integrate this MTD with MEM, whatever the threat happens on whether it's an high level or low level, this value can be integrated with the conditional access and compliance policy. Whatever mobile is affected will be restricted from accessing corporate data. So that is the complete hierarchy that you can perform when you try to integrate. So these are the available MTD for MEM policies. The next option is partner device management. That is for JAMF integration. JAMF is something like mobile security solution that is specific to macOS. It's a cloud solution specific to macOS, and this integrates with Intune, same as for compliance and for conditional access. So you can integrate that JAMF cloud subscription over here. And TeamViewer connector for remote access. If you have a proper licensed TeamViewer connector, you can perform TeamViewer access from here. Exchange ActiveSync is something like if you have not migrated your Exchange to cloud, and you got an exchange only in the on-premises. But still, if you want to control the access of users, like only they have to access the on-premises exchange through Intune. So what happens is Intune will inform the user to get enrolled immediately to access any exchange on-premises mailbox. If the user is not enrolled, that user mobile will be denied automatically. They cannot be able to access any corporate data that is performed under Active Exchange. So once you add it, it will ask you to download the on-premises connector. This on-premises connector needs to be installed on the CAS server of Exchange. Once you install that, it will ask you to enter your Intune tenant ID. So both gets integrated, and during that configuration, once you enable it, after enabling it, it will ask you to choose only the enrolled device to be able to access the exchange on-premises. Those kind of granular settings can be performed. So unmanaged device will be blocked, and managed device will be able to access the on-premises mailbox. So that kind of control you can do it. And certificate connector, same thing. So you can have a certificate over here. Like if you go to add option, so all the third-party certificate and local certificate can be integrated. So from here, you will have an option of creating multiple certificate for Windows Symantec certificate or Windows Enterprise certificate. So you can do a centralized integration, and from there you can process the certificate requirement. Other option is telecom expense management, so, but this requires data alert. It's a mobile telecom management integration. So once you integrate with that solution, they automatically track your data alert, and in case of any IPNO data will be intimated immediately. So for that kind of information, you can integrate this telecom expense management. So the last option we have is derived credential. What happens is this is a kind of authentication method for a smart card, and this integrates with third-party derived credential users issuers as well. What this particular derived credential is something like if you have a smart card, and that smart card will be integrated with a derived credential. It's a kind of security authentication. So only if both matches, you will be able to access any data. So those kind of authentication. So the backend activity is a derived credential. So we need to select a specific issuer over here, and you can integrate that derived credential over here as well. And after connectors and token, we have exchange access that we have seen this before. If you go to exchange access, once you integrate this on premises using that connector, as I said before, these are the option available. You can make only the enrolled and compliant devices to access the exchange. So those kind of settings will be enabled after configuring the connector on the CAS server. Go back here, and under roles you can create a user scope role. So under roles you will see all the roles specific to Intune, or if you want to create a customized role for user tagging also, you can perform it over here. And after that, we have audit log, diagnosis settings, customization of company portal. You can perform those activities from here. And so this gives you a very good look and feel of a company portal website. So you can configure everything over here. And also we have terms and conditions. Uh, Whenever user want to enroll the device, before enrolling, legally if you want to show up some terms and condition also, you can show it to the user so that they will accept, and then from there they will enroll the user. So just click on text, next option. So you will give all the terms and conditions, summary of terms and condition, and that's it. So this will get up. These are some of the customization that you can do it from the tenant administration. And under troubleshooting and support, I think you can whatever the policy that you apply, there are multiple policies available. But if you want to track what are all the policies applied, like RSOP, you can select the user, you can see what are all the policy got applied and what is the output, whether it's failed or not. So from here you will have a very good view of what exactly happening for a specific user. So under assignment, if you choose this option, all the values will show up here. Whichever the component you want to verify, you can verify directly from here. So apart, there is a desktop analytics that you can configure it from MEM. So under desktop analytics, this is useful if you want to upgrade your legacy Windows OS. This needs a subscription with Azure as well. In free version, it is not available. The basic idea of Windows Desktop Analytics is it will collect all your Windows data, OS data. For example, if you have a Windows 7 or Windows 8 devices, it will collect all those information and it will give you a complete compatibility report whether you can upgrade your Windows machine to the latest OS or not. So for that, this particular analytics is useful. Just the other topic we missed as part of MEM tutorial is Windows autopiloting. So Windows autopiloting is you have to go to devices under Windows option. You will have a Windows enrollment option. So this is a kind of enrollment program. When you buy devices from your vendor will give you a complete serial number like for bulk enrollment. That serial number has to be imported in Microsoft Store for Business. So whenever the user is already have a Azure AD configured. So when they log on using the Azure ID, so what happens is this Intune and Azure ID gets authenticated. It will deploy an Windows 10 operating system. Okay, so this is useful for most of the admin because there is less overhead on building the operating system for the users. So for that we use Windows autopiloting deployment program. If you want to make use of it, if you want to dig more into it, it's a vast big topic. Please try to make use of it for any other mass deployment. I think apart from this, we have covered all the options available under MEM. I'm sure that this tutorial for Microsoft Endpoint Manager is very useful for you. And we came to the end of MEM tutorial. In case of any feedback or any suggestion you want to provide me, please drop your comments below so that I will try to improvise. Please do subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button. This gives me more confidence and motivates me to provide you more videos on technology, which I'm aware. I'm sure that I'm just trying to prepare so many training videos in a very sequential way because in YouTube, if you can see, there are multiple videos scattered across. But I want to create in a very sequential way so that you will get to know each and every tab available for specific application. This will give you more confidence in implementing MEM solution. So much patiently watching my video. I'm sure that I will come back to you on a very useful video. Thanks a lot and bye bye and take care.